Alrighty, boys and girls, no intro this time. This is some serious shit, and we're just gonna cut straight to some real talk here. So adrenochrome is becoming a more popularized concept, an idea that people are becoming more aware of and they're researching. So now let's double back here a little bit and talk about some things that will get to adrenochrome. I guess instead of doing that, let's work our way backwards. How about that? So celebrities are getting sick because they're ingesting or taking a tainted batch of syntheticized adrenochrome that comes from Wuhan. Same place where the coronavirus comes from, so all these celebrities are coming down from being sick. And they're all going to be tested, and they're all going to be found to have ingested this adrenochrome from Wuhan. Now, if you don't know what adrenochrome is, it's fucking gross. It's sick. It's really beyond a point of humanity. You have to sacrifice your humanity to engage in ingesting this drug. I don't know all the details of how they get the natural stuff, but I'm led to believe that it involves putting somebody's child through an immense amount of terror and torture and harvesting their adrenaline. Then they process it and purify it and amplify it or whatever, through chemical processes, how you turn opium into heroin. I don't know how you do that either, but one is a thing you can get out of a plant and the other is a thing that's extremely concentrated. So they take children's adrenaline and they concentrate it. And they mix it and they do whatever they're. I don't know. They oxidize it to purify it and concentrate it. And so that's pretty horrible. These folks in Hollywood who've been eating children as a hobby, I don't suspect there's an awful lot left over of the child when they're done. Mentally or physically. I'm pretty sure that kid's dead. So, this may incline you to wonder why there's such a demand for open borders in America. Why would you want to do away with any possible opportunity to track who's coming and going? Why do they want the doors swung open? Yeah, of course they want a serf class of voters and slave laborers who don't actually have rights and don't actually exist in the system here in America. That's one thing that they want, certainly. But it's more than that. It is the edge of the underworld economy, the furthest edge. If you think assassination is terrible, this is worse. They're importing children from around the world so that they can torture these children and extract their adrenaline so they can make a drug mixed with stem cells from fetuses that are aborted, etc. It's all tied together in this absolutely disgusting space. So now that we're talking about adrenochrome, you go look for yourselves. You go follow the white rabbit. And you wonder why celebrities are panicking and why many celebrities have coronavirus, and it seems to target celebrities and politicians. Leaves kids alone. Yeah, coronavirus isn't just something we're catching from one another. I mean, it is. It's something that you and I could give to one another through stupidity. I don't think people like Tom Hanks do an awful lot of sharing of sodas, etc. with individuals, and I expect people like Tom Hanks are not standing around letting you cough on them. They know the dangers of those sort of things. They didn't get this because they screwed somebody or shared a soda with somebody or kissed the wrong individual or shared a pizza with a friend and got sick or something. They got this because they're taking drugs. And the drugs they're taking came from Wuhan because they had to have synthesized drugs because there's an awful lot of pressure and scrutiny on them right now. Food for thought. You guys go ahead and dig into it. Find out for yourself. Look up adrenochrome. These Hollywood elites, these governmental elites in some cases, I'm sure, they all rub elbows. Come on. You don't think Clinton and Epstein were connected? You think it was just about Clinton getting his nuts off? You think all these things are just about raping little girls around the world? I'm sure that's a lucrative enough business. The human trade, the sex trade, probably great businesses. China doesn't have an eye for sex trade or slave trade. China doesn't arrest the Uyghurs and put them to work in a quarry. China arrests the Uyghurs and then harvests their organs while they're alive to sell on the market immediately. One of the videos I watched tells a story, the lady tells her story about how she went to visit her father in prison in China, and he was fine and healthy and happy. And the next day they called her and said that he was dead and to come and identify the body. When she got there, they had already harvested his organs and he was still warm. They called her before they killed him. They killed him while she was on the way. They took all of his parts out and slid him into a cold box. He was still warm when her and her brother touched the cadaver. They're into the organ harvest. It makes a lot of money, especially when you can combine it with human trafficking, sex trade, slave trade, and then skipping all of that, they're just going to go for the raw goods. Sell the hearts, lungs, livers, kidneys, etc., and make the drugs. Make the adrenochrome. Well, alrighty, guys. That's a huge one. Go find out for yourselves. Go look.